I'm back, and today we're looking at a new form of art that I've been getting into called Bookagami folding art. You can kind of see what I've got back here, so I'll start going over those one by one. But this is something I got into starting last year at one point, and it's basically just book folding. Take pages of a book, mark them and fold them down one by one by one, every single page until you get design. And I'll show you kind of how I found this. I was going on the internet looking at YouTube shorts, but he does these really nice little videos where he makes he makes these origami sculptures, and they look really nice all framed up at the end. Like, look at that. That's pretty cool. And I noticed on his channel he had all these other things going on in his header. He's got this book folding art there. He's got these other shorts, and basically this is how I found out about the book folding art, watching this guy do it. Makes a mark, and then by the end of it he's got like a whole word. Look at that. Right, so that's pretty cool. And then looking through his videos, which there aren't many of, mostly does shorts, all this book folding art stuff, and it's mostly like letters or a logo. And that's pretty cool. You can pretty much do whatever word or logo you want, it seems. This is kind of just how I was discovering the art form in general. This guy's amazing, by the way. Check out D. Hinckley. And he's got all of these videos and shorts of the book folding. And I got really excited. I wanted to try it out, so I found some other stuff. But look at these tools. Okay, this is the most insane looking little ruler thing, and then there's cutting. It's not just folding, there's cutting now. Got the tweezers. This is insane. Look at, okay, I can't zoom in too good right now, but look at all these little, I'll probably just zoom in and post, but look at these. Like, you got tweezers out, and then the ending isn't like a sculpture the same way. It's actually kind of like an image. And that's because they lay a strip of paper in after they take all these folds back. And it gives it this. So that's another method of this book folding art. Going back to this one, by the way, Atomic Juan. Check that out. I even found this image. Let me move my face real quick. This image of a tree that got folded onto this book. Now this is kind of more what I was looking for. Look how intricate that is. That looks insane. It's not just like a logo or words. That's an entire sculpted kind of design. Look. This one kind of reminded me of a better way to do that Starry Night. I like the recesses. The other style was impressive with the Starry Night, but I don't know. This just seems more successful to me. Depiction with the recessing, right? Maybe that's just me. It's also this nice anchor. Now the way that this works there's a software called Bookagami. Let's get this. Upload silhouettes to this library over here. Like any black and white image you want, any silhouette image, you can load into this program, make a pattern out of it, and then once you have put in the height of the book, the number of pages in the book, and the silhouette, you can get a PDF of the image, and it creates this immediately for you. Got the silhouette that you want on there, all copyright information that I have not put in, so don't steal my stuff, and then all the measurement. So what this is pages to put folds in, and then depending on the method that you pick will change how the sculpture turns out in the final book. There's methods where you cut pages, methods where you just fold pages, combinations of that. This program pretty much does everything. So before we get into the making of this stuff, I want to show you the first one I made. This one, I straight up just took my signature, like if I were to do thick, like a cursive, I just did that. Turned out pretty nice. For the first try ever, pretty nice. And every full page marked and folded. No way this is gonna look good on this camera. It's not high def enough, but here we go. You know. And here's the thing. Like pretty sturdy of a piece too. But since it was paper, it'd be kind of like fragile, but it's not. It's not that fragile. I ended up doing some more art with that. I made a 5-piece set that ended up being made into a series of words that were a quote from my mom's favorite author, or one of her favorite authors. So it ended up being like a gift for my mom. I didn't really get that one on camera, but then Cat Cafe, and they were giving away books, giving these away. So I decided to make some cat inspired stuff. I don't know how well that reads. I tried to paint the pages black to make it stand out more. Not the most successful, right? Not the best. Okay. Yeah. I had a third one, but that silhouette pattern sucked, so I ditched it. So I got 2 good cats. I was like, okay, I kind of want to get a little more serious about this. Maybe do some other methods. So I started working on kind of like a different folding to bring my graffiti into it. Basically covering my, I don't know, I just much better. So literally, I just wanted to start with the easy thing of just putting a word into the pages, you know. I didn't think too hard. Just, let's put graffiti on one. So I picked a font made a silhouette out of the font, and not gonna lie, I made a terrible choice. Look at that. Same shirt, different day, different haircut. All right, nice. But anyway, I just picked probably one of the worst fonts for this. And I slap it into the program. Where'd it go? There it is. Put the silhouette in. Put the number of pages. Now, here was my first mistake. I picked the first Harry Potter book in this series. I just happen to have a lot of Harry Potter books. Obviously 7 of them. But the first one's only got 309 pages. And apparently that's not enough pages, which we will discover pretty soon here. And by pretty soon, I mean only after I have completed the entire book. But there's basically what the pattern would look like, what the program says it's going to look like based on the page folding. It gives you this weird kind of graphic that will show how densely packed some of the pages will be in some areas. I don't know if that's easy to read for anybody else at all, because, like, to be honest, for me it's a little bit hard to understand what that's gonna look like until you actually see it in person. I wanted to try painting the edges or the pages to make it more readable, I guess better contrast when the sculpture part of it was done. The first one I was like, whatever, I'll just try blue. And the reason I've got the pages all clamped down like that is so that I can kind of get a little bit more than just the edge. But as you can see, it makes the pages stick together pretty good. They all kind of like glued themselves together with the paint. Not ideal. I had to go through and individually peel apart all the pages. And blue's, you know, not very dark. This blue is pretty light even for a blue. So it really ended up being like a lot of work for not a whole lot. Then we move on to the marking. Just taking a ruler, following that PDF. This part's pretty boring, not gonna lie to you. Very tedious. This whole art form is very tedious. It's all about the end product. The journey is just so boring. Even sped up, this isn't fast enough. So yeah, just imagine doing that to 150 pieces of paper in a row. Not that it takes that long. Doing a book like this only really takes a few hours, you know. I could bang one out in a day, in a night if I have to, if I have the right mindset. Doing the word ones is not terrible, because once we get into the more intricate ones and we're doing cuts, it starts to take forever. This book flew by, first one. Then onto the folding. There's 2 folds per page, and I kind of do like a back and forth from top to bottom to kind of fill out where those letters are. And the outcome of that book, look, it says graffiti. Can you tell? No, you can't tell. This is a learning experience because look, graffiti. No, it's hardly readable. So I chose a bad font. I colored the spine in a way that did not help with the contrast very much at all. The blue was too light. And on top of that, for this font, that's not enough pages. Look at that. The thickness on the T and the eyes is ridiculous. It should be way thicker right there. But it's like 2 pages. So obviously I should have picked a thicker book. If you're gonna do like a low page count book, it's gotta be something simpler, smaller. Whatever. Okay. Whatever. Let's get back to this. So, the second book went a lot better, by the way. A lot better. Had a lot more marks. I'm not showing the marking again. The marking is... But the folding went a lot better. I tried to do these like different angles. Because, you know, I've got my camera here. It's on one of those arms that you can move around. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to move it. And I was thinking I could get some good little ASMR shots up close. But in real time, the auto zoom kept going in and out of focus and it sucked. So I kept it sped up. But eventually we got to the point where we had to add some cuts to the design. After every cut, you fold the page down. And those sections will kind of like create depth. Yeah, I'm kind of having enough of this shaky cam. Book number 2 ended up coming out looking pretty good. Look at that, pretty nice. That's it right after I finished it. I was very proud of it. The design again on a worse camera. The whole reason I'm showing it to you twice is because with this camera, higher quality camera. At the same time, I could give you more angles. I could talk at the same. I don't know. Somehow it's better. But this was based off of one of my other logos I've already created, and I kind of tried to fix those issues I was talking about. I painted the pages black. Definitely more contrast from other angles, which is great. And there's recessed pages, so I did the cut method, which helps kind of create an even density among all of the pages instead of it being spread out because of the folding and alternating from top to bottom. Every single page is incorporated in every single like line, you know what I mean? We got the little cuts and the folds on every single page to help it all come together. And the book has like 1,000,000 pages compared to the last. Has 652, 53, whatever. So way more. It's like double the pages, better coloring, and it's a better method. Look at the curves. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, I love the way that looks. Trying to see how far we could take it. So I did a third one. Oh, whoop. There it was. Hold up. Little glimpse of the design I was imitating. Right there. That's one of my old logos. I basically just ran it through a black and white filter, put that silhouette through the program. Now I gotta talk about this next part. I was having the worst time. I'm gonna simulate what this is like. So you take your pages, right? Take a rule. You have to manually line up every single page. All right, and you can't do the edge of the ruler, right? You can't just hold your thumb or whatever there and use the edge of the ruler, because that's not at 0. You have to move the thing, be like, oh yeah, perfect, and then hold it there, grab your stupid writing utensil, find the exact millimeter distance away, make your little marks, and then you have to change pages. So you have to move the ruler, flip the page, and then adjust all over again. And even on a table surface, that can be kind of annoying. So I was like, there's got to be a better way. Plus, I don't want to be hunched over a table. So if I'm being honest, so take like a flat surface, put the book on that, and sit here at my desk chair or whatever, and then go like this, right? Easy. But that just felt stupid. And I wanted something that would kind of hold my ruler in place. That way I would take like my own humor out and also kind of just keep the thing in place. So my solution was to use my 3D printer for that. And what I basically did is stole a clamp design from the internet, and by steal I mean got a 3D clamp design from like Pulse 3D. I modified the clamp part to be wider, that way it'd be less wobble and falling apart, I guess. I added this little connection area to it. That way I can make some arms and kind of like have two little arms that clamp to my work surface, and then have a little holder at the end that would house the ruler. So basically the design would be clamp part, an arm part, or a series of parts that make the arm, I guess, and then a piece that was basically like a cup that holds the end of the ruler. And then I threw all that into my slicer, sliced it out, you know, get all them parts optimized on the bed and whatever, and printed it out. Here it is holding the ruler with the book. As you can see, it keeps the pages, or it keeps the ruler there while I move the pages. So I can work on a page, move the page, and the ruler stays exactly where it is. And it's easy to take out if I wanted to change books or stop for the day or whatever. It's just these little arms. Like super great. It worked really well. And I actually couldn't believe how well the screws work for this, straight up. And they are kind of tailored to this piece of wood that I'm using as a flat surface. Like if the surface were any thinner, then it would be bad. Here, let me show you actually. Here they are. And one thing I did to make it better, I put magnets on the inside and that way, like, they really don't come, they just don't come off. Put on book, super easy to just put 2 of these on a work surface. I can turn any spot into my own spot for the book folder. Now, one thing I thought that everyone would probably be missing out on would be the ASMR style that some of these people have. Because, like, I can't like sit there and do a good montage, like a good time lapse, because I would have to use my phone camera, because this camera sucks. Doesn't stay focused properly for something like that. I would have to use my phone camera. I have to sit there for hours. That was difficult. So the only one I could really replicate for you are some nice ASMR. Here you go. That mark on the scissors is for, you know, the obvious. Let me know exactly where to cut. Shit. Oh, that's awesome. That's me discovering that I've folded wrong. I had to go back and change one of the spots. Yeah, so that's what that was like. That's what that sounds like. For the last book, what I wanted to do is incorporate this piece here that I made a while ago. 3 years ago, apparently. So, 3 years ago I made this. I wanted to update it. 3 years ago. Jesus. God. Okay, 3 years ago, I wanted to incorporate this. I want to do a book out of that, alright? The final design came out looking like this. This is with my phone cam. I'll show you with this cam. And look at the detail on that. Ooh. That combi fold and mark and fold and cut method. So good. God, look at that. Amazing. I don't even remember. Oh, cameraman, you okay? I don't know. I don't have them Hollywood cameras. This doesn't do it justice. You know what I mean? Doesn't do it justice. So, another look at it. Glorious form. Pages were painted black. This is the biggest book I've picked so far with 733 pages. Be cut and fold method. Graffiti piece. Let me tell you, no one's done that. No one has done that. No one has done graffiti at Bookagami. I could not be more proud of this. This, when I first saw this completed, man, did that make me look at that. Look at. Very happy with it. The only thing left that I wanted to show off really was what my shelf looks like after I put all these up, because I got to display these somewhere. So I have a little display shelf over by my kitchen. It's like right over here. This is what they all kind of look like posted. See, that first one looks terrible. Those first two, dog water. Okay, but look at that. Ooh, isn't that fun? Yeah, so I like seeing them all displayed like that. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please come through to my website at www.thick216.com. All my favorite designs are there. Come through to my Instagram where I have all of my published works, only bangers on my Instagram. My Redbubble page features all of my best designs on some wonderful merch. All kinds of clothing, mouse pads, hats, anything you can think of. Shower curtains, stickers, laptop cases, phone cases. Here I am displaying a nice hoodie, classic design, a pillow. Who could do without a pillow? Nobody. Everyone needs a pillow. Very soft. We've also got prints. Any kind of print you could want. Posters, metal prints, framed prints. We've got zipper bags, zipper pouches. Put every pencil, every pen you've ever had in there. Mouse pad, desk pad, game mats. Anything you could think of. I've even got a bath mat and a shower curtain. Also come through to my TikTok, small videos there, and then my YouTube for all my full-length videos, and Fiverr if you want me to make art for you.